In this video, we're going to talk about Canon C400 accessories, ours, Canon's, and the Tascam audio adapter. To install our base kit on the camera, we'll remove the top handle, and we're going to separate the viewfinder mount so that we can reinstall that on our top handle. We'll use a 3/16 Allen wrench and unlock this front screw. We can slide this out. We'll set that aside for now. Slide that out. Now we can install our top plate, which has 4 1/4-20s that align with the outermost 1/4-20s on the top of the camera. So you see there. We'll use a 4mm or 5/32 Allen wrench. Now, if you want to use the original Canon top handle on our top plate, you can do that. We include an adapter piece that goes in the center of this ARCA channel here. You can see where it says Canon handle adapter. We can drop this down, and that gives us the stripe rosette pattern that the top handle requires. So we'll just use the same 4mm Allen wrench. Now we can reinstall our Canon top handle. There's markings here with the laser engraving for the back screws. Just drop that down. I should mention that the top handle does not have electronic functionality in this configuration. It's just for carrying, but you can use an adapter cable to get the smart shoe somewhere else, and we'll look at that in a second. Since our base kit includes the ARCA top handle, we're going to remove that Canon handle adapter, and this actually has a hole pattern that's for attaching the included Canon microphone shock mount. So we'll reinstall this on our top plate in one of the other airy 3/8 holes with locating pins. So I'll pick this hole right here, just line that up with the pins and tighten the 3/8 screw. And there are 2 marked holes here on the outside, and we include 2 M4 screws with the kit. So we'll just drop those in to microphone mount, and then we'll use a 3mm Allen wrench. Once the mic mount is on this adapter piece, you can just remove the center 3/8 screw and reposition this as you need instead of removing those 4mm Allens. Now we can install our top handle. So you can slide this in from either direction. Once you hear that click, you know that the handle is secure in the channel. You can adjust your position and then lock the side thumb screw here. Now we're ready to reinstall our Canon viewfinder mount. So we'll use our sideways 15mm opening here, unlock our thumb screw, slide it in, adjust your position, and lock the thumb screw. One of the great features about the ARCA top clamp on this top plate is you can swap the handle with any of our other adapters. So we have a cheese plate here that's 1/4-20 and 3/8. If you have third-party accessories that you want to put as a quick release here. We also have adapters for the Ronin 2 and Movi Pro. So if you want to go directly onto a gimbal without having to remove the top plate, you can just slide this in and then lock the thumb screw. And now you have a quick center channel for attaching your gimbal. On the bottom, we have our baseline 15mm lightweight quick release base plate, and this is included in the base kit. To quick release on the top dovetail, unlock the right side thumb screw, adjust the ARCA dovetail if you want to balance in a different way, or you can slide to the end, push the safety pin down, and remove it. To reinstall, just slide forward on the dovetail. That click lets you know that you're on the dovetail, then lock the thumb screw. To release the airy dovetail on the bottom, you can use the left side thumb screw. Unlock this thumb screw, push the safety button down, and lift straight off. This is a side load dovetail, so you can go directly onto any airy standard dovetail. To install, drop down, click it, you can adjust the position, and then lock the thumb screw. The baseplate ARCA dovetail also has a lens support post system, and we include 3 different lengths of lens support posts. You can put this in the vertical hole here, adjust the position of the dovetail under your lens adapter, and lock it in place. The mid kit includes 2 15mm rods that are 9 inches long, and we've swapped the ARCA top handle for the rainbow top handle main section here, and the multifunction 15mm rod bracket. So we still have the sideways rod opening for attaching Canon's original viewfinder mount here, but we also have lightweight rod openings to go over the lens for focus motors or other accessories. We also include cage arms, which have an airy 3/8 mounting point here. So we'll use a 4mm Allen wrench and attach our cage arms to the side of the top plate. These are stainless steel 3/8 to rosette adapters, and the NATO rails themselves are made out of aluminum. So with this configuration and the strength of the top plate, these cage arms are super rigid, so you won't get any flex if you mount accessories off of these. You can also reposition these since this is an airy rosette. So if you don't want the NATO rail in this position, you have a lot of options, but one is to unlock this screw and then rotate the NATO into a horizontal position. So let's say you want to add a wireless transmitter or something like that. You can put that here vertically off the side. Also included in the mid kit is our Breakout side bundle. This has the AB10 and EB10, which adapt the mini XLR and the DIN connectors to standard XLRs and BNCs. This attaches by an airy rosette, so we'll use our same 4mm Allen wrench. The teeth are cut to match the camera body, so you want to make sure this rod is horizontal before locking it down. So we're one tooth off here. There we go. And now we can push our mini XLR adapter in. Clips in there. And then the DIN adapter. And you want to make sure that this is parallel before you push it down because those pins are tiny. Once that's locked on, we can adjust the position of this sidebar here to access our audio controls. So right now we have access on this side. If you're not using the Canon grip, you could pull this bar all the way forward. You can also use this rod clamp for running a single rod focus motor off the front. You can replace this with the longer rod on the side. Microphone shock mount again. We include a thumb screw with our side breakout box set here. And this will go through the microphone shock mount like that. And then you can just use your fingers to tighten this down onto the top of that sidebar. There's also a hole here on the side if you want to add a little bit more force using a sideways Allen wrench. Before we talk about power distribution, I just want to touch on the monitor mount. This is functionally great, like I said, but it's a little bit clunky. So what we've done is we have another version that achieves similar results, but in a smaller and easier to use form factor. So we'll take the Canon monitor off of this mount here. We'll set this aside, and then we'll install our adapter to the side of this monitor. This part has existed for the C400 Mark III. It's been very popular. This goes on using a 4mm Allen wrench. And now we can combine it with our hinge mount here. So this snaps in, and it has a friction knuckle built in. So you can attach this to the top of the camera without a top plate system, and you can adjust your monitor position that way. We can also use this same side piece, and this is a new viewfinder mount that we're developing, and it might be shipping by the time you see this. So this snaps on, same idea, and this is a friction knuckle. So we'll put a little bit of friction on this thumb screw, and now we can add it to our NATO rail. This is a double-sided NATO rail, so we'll attach it to one side, lock it down. Then we can install this into our top handle here. So this is the rainbow top handle with multifunction rod bracket, but this also works with the Arca handle with the single rod bracket, which we looked at earlier. With the viewfinder system, we have a few points of adjustment. We can unlock this center rod and adjust the position in and out. We can also loosen this, which is a friction knuckle, and get this into a different position. Or you can set it to the friction level that you want and just grab it and twist it. And because this is a double-sided NATO rail, you can unlock this guy, flip this over, and now you've created a hinge type mount where the monitor can be positioned directly over the front of the handle. Another option for the viewfinder mount is going directly onto our cage NATO rail. So we have the ability to twist here, and we can adjust the position on the NATO rail and lock the thumb screw. We also have a monitor cover, which is a 3D printed option, and you can download the file for free, or you can purchase one for cheap. And this just slides over into the grooves, which is great for packing your bag. One last thing about the viewfinder is that this can be replaced on the original Canon handle. We've made a custom rod clamp that allows you to have a thumb screw. So the functionality is very much the same, but you have a thumb screw, which is nice. You can also position this in a second way because we cross-cut the Canon rosette. So there's a pattern on here that lets you attach this directly to the top of the camera to run a single rod. The DB10 is a power distribution module for the Canon C400. It's available in a gold mount and a V mount version. We'll use the gold mount for our demo. But these plates are swappable, so if you change your mind from V to gold later, you can do it yourself. This mounting system is an Arca Swiss dovetail clamp, and this goes on the back of the camera using 3 M4 screws. We'll use a 3mm Allen wrench. And this is currently a 3D print, but the final version will be metal. This is an Arca standard clamp, the same that we have on our top plate. So if you have top accessories like our Arca top plate here, you can actually attach this to the back for some custom mounting options. For now, we'll use our gold mount with the Arca dovetail on the back here. And this has a recess for attaching a remote control cable. So what this does is it communicates with the camera, and we convert a standard 3-pin Fisher RS signal into Lank. So we'll slide this down, lock the thumb screw here on the side to keep it in place. Then we can install our control cable into the remote port of the camera body. Then we'll tuck our cable into the recess on the side here. Now we can install our 4-pin XLR cable and then tuck that cable in as well. The design of the DB10 allows you to have the Canon BPA30N installed in the camera body. And to change it, you can simply unlock this thumb screw, slide the DB10 up, and then access your battery even without removing any of your cables. The DB10 has 2 D-taps at battery voltage, a 5-volt USB-C for power delivery at 3 amps, 2 3-pin Fishers at 24 volts and 2.5 amps, and these have ARRI standard RS capability. You have 2 2-pin LEMOs at battery voltage, and then a 4-pin XLR DC input, which is prioritized over the onboard battery. On the right side of the DB10, we have markings and switches for the Smart Fuse system. What this does is we monitor the current going to the camera using the 4-pin XLR, and we allot the extra current to accessories. We have the switch set to a 10 amp position, which matches our battery. If you have a higher quality battery like Core or Anton Bauer or something like that, you can switch this to 12 amps. But check your manual for your battery before you do that. The camera uses about 1.7 amps at 14 volts. And in this case, since we have the switch set to 10 amps, the extra, that 8.3, would go to accessories. So I'll install our battery. You can see our LED for battery is glowing because that's the active source. We'll switch our camera on. Now, let's say we have too many accessories or a focus motor hits the end of a lens and it causes a surge of current. This D-tap device will simulate an overcurrent situation. So I'll just jam this into the D-tap. You can see the Smart Fuse red light comes on, and that tells me that accessory current has been shut off, but you can tell that the camera is still running here. So this is great because you can fix the problem without corrupting the clip in the camera. So you can still stop recording, fix the overcurrent situation, and then when that's done, you can push the reset button. The red light turns off and power flows to your accessories again. We're gonna get in the weeds a little bit here, and I need your feedback because I'm not quite sure how many people are gonna do this. This camera can take a 3rd and 4th channel of audio using the Tascam adapter here. We left room in the top plate to use this, but I'm curious how many people are actually going to do that and how, because this thing is enormous. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. You slide this in to the shoe. There's a lever here that you lock. But you can see that this pretty much takes up all of the real estate and there's no way to attach a handle. There is one option, pull this off. We also left room to use Canon's extension cable, also enormous. This is the OC E4A. Again, you just slide this in, lock the lever, and then you can reattach the handle into the clamp here. So it works like that. But this cable's long and this adapter is a little bit clunky, and then you have to attach this thing to here, and now you've got quite a stack here. One thing you can do with existing parts is use our Arca top handle, which has shoe mounts built in. So we'll clamp this down. So you could put this forwards or backwards, loop this giant cable. So you have some form of a handle left here. Not ideal. I mean, this thing is more than a foot tall. But if you want to use this, we'll support you. We could do like a shoe mount thing over here, put it down here somewhere. Maybe we could build a bracket off the back where it's like kind of hovering over your power on the DB10 here. Let me know if you want to use it, where you want to use it. Send us an email, make a comment below. But thanks for watching. These products are available at MID49.com.